welcome to Sri Swaminarayan Defense Academy. Today we are going to start our next chapter, Life Processes in Living Organism, Part 1. In this chapter, we are going to focus on the points such as energy generation, some kinds of nutrients, and cell division. So before starting, let's brief some points that from where you are getting your daily energy. आप जब खाना खाते हो उससे आपको क्या मिलती है? आपकी एनर्जी मिलती है. एनिमल्स दो टाइप्स का फूड कंज्यूम करते. वाइल्ड एनिमल्स कैसे उनका हैबिट होगा खाना खाने का? वाइल्ड एनिमल्स आर कार्निवोर्स, राइट. देन हर्बीवोर्स क्या खाएंगे? सिर्फ आपके प्लांट्स. और हम कैसे हैं? ह्यूमंस कैसे हैं? ओमनीवोर्स. वो प्लांट्स भी खाते हैं, एनिमल्स भी खाते हैं, और ये जो फूड उन्होंने कंज्यूम किया है उससे वो अपनी एनर्जी गेन करते हैं. सो व्हेनेवर दे आर गेनिंग देयर एनर्जी, एनिमल्स can they produce their own food? No. But plants are autotroph. They can produce their own energy. But कॉमन चीज इन दोनों में क्या है कि उनका एनर्जी मॉलिक्यूल्स कौन सा है? तो उनका एनर्जी मॉलिक्यूल ग्लूकोज से वो अपनी एनर्जी गेन करते. किस फॉर्म में? एटीपी के फॉर्म में. तो एनिमल एंड प्लांट्स गेन देयर एनर्जी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ एटीपी फ्रॉम glucose. Is glucose only the source of energy? No. We also can get our energy from the molecules such as proteins and lipids, but the protein and fatty molecules or lipid molecules are converted into glucose by other pathway. We will discuss in further lectures, but for now we are just going to focus on our basic molecule, that is glucose, and our first point, that is energy generation. We want to generate energy for our daily activities, right? So these energy which we are consuming from glucose, it is from where do you get the glucose? You eat food, right? That food enters into your digestive system. There are different kinds of systems in your body, such as circulatory system, respiratory system, excretory system. What is the work of digestive system? To digest the food which you have consumed. The complex form is converted into its simplest form, right? Respiratory system, it respires the gaseous molecule. It takes in the oxygen and gives out the carbon dioxide. This intake of oxygen, these oxygen molecules are utilized by your body for the oxidation purpose of the food which you have ate, okay, for digestion process. And when the digestion is there at cellular level, this oxygen is consumed for the oxidation of these molecules such as glucose, proteins, amino acids, okay. Then your excretory system, whatever you have digested, the waste material is thrown out with the help of excretory system, okay. So now we are just going to focus on two systems, that is digestive and respiratory. Digestive system is intake of food. In digestive system, we just intake the food which is converted into simplest form. We consume the complex form, it is converted into simple form, okay. Now while this conversion of simple form, respiratory system plays an important role. Respiratory system plays an important role. The oxygen is utilized for the oxidation of the molecules, okay. And when the oxygen oxidizes the molecules of the food which you have intake, it gives out the it gives out the carbon dioxide as its byproduct. Okay. When glucose is intake, glucose is glucose is the simplest form of carbohydrate. What molecules or what elements are there in this glucose? Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. How many molecules of carbons are there? So glucose, if you see the chemical formula of glucose, it is C6H12O6. C6H12O6. Glucose is made up of three elements, that is carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Chemical formula of glucose is C6H12O6, and these molecules are bound together with which bond? Glycosidic bond. Glycosidic bond. Okay, these molecules are bound together with glycosidic bond. So if we talk about the net energy gain from these molecules, right? Whatever kind of food you are taking in, you get three molecules at the end: proteins, carbohydrate and lipid. So the amount of energy you gain from carbohydrate is 4 kilocalorie. From proteins you get again 4 kilocalorie, and lipid is the high energy molecule which gives out 4 kilocalorie of energy in return, okay, obtained from your carbohydrate. Energy production from different pathways: glycolysis. Glycolysis is breakdown of glucose. Glycolysis is breakdown of glucose. Okay, glycolysis is breakdown of glucose to gain the glycolysis is a process in which there is breakdown of glucose to gain the high energy molecule, that is ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Okay, in ATP, in yesterday's lecture we have discussed about what? That ATP, GTP, structure of your DNA. In that we have discussed about adenine, guanine, thymine, DNA, structure of DNA, right? So this ATP is one of the form, or adenine, you can see the adenine from that. So ATP contain your one molecule of adenine. Okay, nucleotide, do you remember about the nucleotide? In DNA we have studied about the nucleotide. DNA is made up of nucleotides. Nucleotide contain sugar, phosphate and your nitrogenous bases. So ATP is a nitrogenous base, particularly which? Adenine. Triphosphate, how many molecules of phosphate? 3 molecule of phosphate is seen. And what is your then nitrogenous base? Phosphate. And sugar, which kind of sugar? Ribose sugar. So ATP is made up of 3 components. Nitrogenous base is adenine, 3 phosphate molecules, and sugar is your ribose sugar. Hope so till now you have understood the glycolysis. It is breakdown of the glucose molecule to gain the energy rich molecule, that is ATP. Final oxidation of one glucose molecules gives you the ATP. But while in glycolysis you get two molecules of pyruvic acid. Okay, two molecules of pyruvic acid, ATP, NADH2. Okay, while glycolysis, you obtain two molecules of pyruvic acid, ATP, NADH2, and water. While breakdown of this glucose, you get two molecules of first you get the two molecules of pyruvic acid, then ATP, then NADH2 and water. Then this pyruvic acid is further converted into your energy rich molecule, that is acetyl CoA, and acetyl CoA further forms your NADH and FADH2 and FADH2 along with your carbon dioxide. So when glycolysis starts, two molecules of each, that is two molecules of pyruvic acid, two molecules of ATP, two molecules of NADH and two molecules of H2 are formed. So whatever pyruvic acid has formed during the glycolysis, it is further converted into acetyl CoA. Then acetyl CoA again undergo the oxidation process and it forms NADH2, FADH2 and CO2. Okay, hope so this up to this you have understood. Second comes your TCA cycle, that is tricarboxylic acid cycle, also known as Krebs cycle. Okay, in TCA cycle, whatever your acetyl CoA was formed, it undergo a cyclic oxidation process. Acetyl CoA goes for the cyclic oxidation process and forms the molecules such as acetyl CoA further undergo cyclic oxidation and forms the product such as CO2, okay, NADH, CO2, NADH, H2O, okay, H2O, and finally your FADH2, NADH, FADH, So NADH stands for nicotinamide dinucleotide, and FADH stands for flavin adenine dinucleotide. Okay, so NADH stands for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide and FADH stands for flavin adenine dinucleotide. Is this clear up to you? Up to this you have cleared the points. Next comes your electron transport chain. Next comes electron transport chain. So in electron transport chain, whatever NADH2 and FADH2 was formed, this gives rise to your ATP, that is ATP is also known as energy currency of your cell, right? So how many molecules of ATP are gained from NADH2? 3 ATP. Okay, and from FADH2 you get 2 ATP. Okay, you from FADH2 you get 2 ATP, and in this way one glucose molecules undergo these three processes, that is glycolysis. Okay, next is TCA, tricarboxylic acid cycle, or also known as Krebs cycle, and last is the your electron transport chain. When first steps come, that is glucose molecules, its breakdown, right? When glucose molecule is breakdown, it forms what products are formed first, that is pyruvic acid, carbon dioxide, ATP. Then this pyruvic acid further go under oxidation process and form your acetyl CoA. Acetyl CoA, along with acetyl CoA, what you get? Carbon dioxide and NADH. And this acetyl CoA which was formed enters into the electron transport chain, or enters into the TCA cycle, that is tricarboxylic acid cycle. In tricarboxylic acid cycle, where this tricarboxylic acid cycle runs into the mitochondria. TCA is seen in mitochondria. In mitochondria, the cytoplasm of mitochondria, this acetyl CoA is converted again into your NADH2, FADH2 and carbon dioxide molecule in cyclic manner. Then whatever FADH2 and NADH2 are formed in TCA cycle enters into the ETC cycle, or electron transport chain, and in this electron transport chain NADH2 gives rise to 3 molecules of ATP and FADH2 gives rise to your 2 molecules of ATP. This was about the aerobic respiration, but respiration or energy generation is only from with the help of oxygen? No. In absence of oxygen also, some organisms live in anaerobic condition. In them also the energy requirement is there. So in those organisms, this energy is gained from anaerobic oxidation of this glucose molecule. So in anaerobic condition, your pyruvic acid undergo the process of fermentation and forms your alcohol. Okay, alcohol. Sometime it may also form your which product? Alcohol or lactic acid. Okay, alcohol or lactic acid. So in anaerobic condition, this glucose molecule is breakdown, because anaerobic condition can be seen in some bacteria, right? Some bacteria live in anaerobic condition. They also requires energy, and their energy is gained from glycolysis itself. Whatever food they consume, from them they get the glucose. Glucose is breakdown, but whatever amount of energy is produced from this anaerobic respiration, it is less. Okay, in this anaerobic respiration organisms, pyruvic acid is converted into alcohol or lactic acid. By the process of fermentation, glucose is breakdown, and what product you get? Alcohol or lactic acid. You must have seen that whenever you are doing exercise, your legs or your muscles pain, right? Why? Because they fatigue. There is less amount of whatever oxygen was present in those cells, it is consumed fast. You get whatever oxygen was there, it will be get consumed. ATP was formed, but now the demand of oxygen is increased because of vigorous exercise in those muscles, right? The demand of oxygen is not accomplished, and hence what happens? The muscles undergo the anaerobic condition, and there whatever product is formed in humans, it is the lactic acid. High amount of lactic acid is responsible for fatigue or pain. फटीग, एक तो तुम थक जाओगे, या फिर तुम्हारे पैरों में या हाथों में उस मसल्स में जहाँ जिससे तुम एक्सरसाइज करते वहां पर क्या होने लगेगा? दर्द शुरू हो जाएगा. ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ ग्लूकोज इज नॉट ओनली हैपनिंग इन एरोबिक कंडीशन एज वेल, नॉट ओनली हैपनिंग इन एरोबिक, इट इज ऑल्सो सीन इन अनएरोबिक कंडीशन. Anaerobic condition is mostly seen in bacteria, but sometimes in humans as well as in plants, anaerobic condition do happens when humans or animals, they do any kind of vigorous activity, or they are in humans specifically, take the example of humans. If humans are exercising a lot, then at some point the oxygen in their muscles deplete, and once the oxygen depletes, there is high demand of oxygen for production of ATP. As this demand is not accomplished, then they start to undergo the process of anaerobic respiration, and their fermentation of this glucose molecule happens, of this pyruvic acid happens, and whatever product is formed, it is lactic acid. And in bacteria, in plants, whenever you sow the seed, when seed starts to germinate, it is under the soil, right? Their oxygen is amount of oxygen is less in your soil, hence that seed also undergoes the process of anaerobic respiration. ATP, I have already explained to you that ATP is adenosine triphosphate. It is 3-phosphate containing molecule. Adenine is a nitrogenous base, phosphate, and the sugar which is present is ribose sugar. Okay, just keep in mind the full form of NADH and FADH. NADH is nicotinamide adenine diphosphate. FADH stands for flavin adenine diphosphate. Anaerobic respiration also, hope so you understand the anaerobic respiration. Now the energy is not, or the glucose molecule, if your energy demand is more, and some condition like fasting or hunger, you have not ate anything, your body demands for the glucose molecule. In such condition, whatever the non-glucose molecules are there, such as proteins and lipids, undergo the process of gluconeogenesis, and this process of gluconeogenesis is responsible for formation of a glucose molecule from non-carbohydrate compounds. It may be protein or it may be lipids. So from lipid and protein, these glucose molecules are derived, and that process is gluconeogenesis. Just keep in mind, if someone asks you that what is gluconeogenesis, then just recall it once, that production of glucose or formation of glucose from non-carbohydrate compounds such as protein and lipid by the process of formation of glucose from non-carbohydrate compound is known as gluconeogenesis. Nutrients. Body require various kinds of nutrients, minerals. The most important nutrient today we are going to discuss is your vitamins. Okay, vitamins. So vitamins are the nutrients along with other compounds, minerals, which are required by your body. So what kind of minerals are present? They are A, B, C, D, E and K. Okay, out of these vitamins, some are water soluble, some are water soluble, and some are fat soluble. So from A, B, C, D, E, K, what vitamins are water soluble? So water soluble vitamins from these all are B and C. Vitamin B and C are water soluble. B and C are water soluble. A, D, E, K are fat soluble. A, D, E, K are fat soluble. You must have experienced once in your life that sometimes you get ulcers in your mouth, right? So these are due to the deficiency of vitamin B complex. Your scurvy or bleeding of gums vagare, these kinds of diseases of your mouth or that gums is seen because of deficiency of vitamin C. Vitamin A, D, E, K. K is responsible for blood clotting. Vitamin E is also known as beauty vitamin, or it is important for your skin. Vitamin D, Vitamin D is responsible for good health of your bones and muscles. Vitamin A, again it plays roles in your blood components. So in nutrients, just remember about the vitamins, which are the water soluble vitamin and which are the fat soluble. Cell division. So cell division is necessary for the purpose of healing or growth or reproduction or regeneration of organism. Every species produces the organism of its own species. How this is happened? This is happened with the help of cell division. Okay. So for example, in humans, if you get wounded, this wound is healed by some kind of addition of cells. The area where wound was seen, the cells damaged and ruptured, right? And this damaged and ruptured cell were replaced after some days by which process? Again, cell division. But the kind of cell replacement was seen, the process of the replacement is of different type. So while studying the cell division, you have to study the two types of cell division. One is for your body cells and another is for reproductive purpose. But before that, you have to understand that cell division occurs in two steps or by two processes, that is karyokinesis and second is cytokinesis. In karyokinesis, there is division of nucleus. Okay, there is division of nucleus, and in cytokinesis there is separation or division of cytoplasm. When single cell gives rise to two cell, first the nuclear material is separated within the cell, and after that when two sets of nuclear components is formed, after that cytokinesis is seen. Okay, karyokinesis, cytokinesis is seen in mitosis as well as in meiosis. So now we are going to start the discussion of first, that is mitosis. Okay, mitosis is seen in again 4 stages. First is your prophase, second metaphase, third anaphase, and fourth telophase. These all phases are part of your karyokinesis. Okay, these all 4 stages are your part of karyokinesis, and after karyokinesis your cytokinesis will be seen while performing the mitotic division. Where this mitosis or mitotic cell division is seen? It is seen in your somatic cells. Somatic, soma means body. Whatever your bodily cells are there, they are showing which type of cell division? Mitotic cell division, in plants as well as in animal or any kind of bacteria or any kind of cell. Somatic cells or body cells. What happens in your prophase? Your nuclear membrane and nucleolus starts to disappear. Here chromosome starts to condense. Chromosome start to condense. That is nuclear material, whatever your chromosome are there, they were thin thread like. Okay, now they are going to acquire the thickness, or they are going to be condensed. The water molecules are lost, and as the water molecule are lost, as the water molecule are taken in, they become bulged or condensed. Next is your metaphase. In metaphase, whatever chromosomes are there, they are arranged in the middle of your cell, arranged in नेटवर्क नाही असं म्हणताय मॅम, का बरं, काय माहिती, ठीक आहे, एरर येत होता आत्ता. आता झालं. Arranged in middle of the cell. They all are arranged in the middle of the cell with the help of spindle, spindle fiber. These spindle fibers are arranged with the help of spindle fiber, arranged at centriole or centromere. This spindle fiber arrange them, or diagrammatically you can see that these are your chromosomes. They are attached with this spindle fiber from the place of your centromere. Whatever centromere is there, this region, from here the spindle fiber arrange themselves in the middle of the cell. Then in anaphase, what happens? In anaphase, these spindle fibers pull apart the chromosome, and because of this, the two sets of chromosome are formed at two extremities or two poles of your cell. So in anaphase, spindle fiber pull apart the cells at opposite poles. Okay, once the cells are pulled apart to the opposite poles, what happens? The two sets of chromosome are formed at two extremities. Now in telophase, there is complete separation. There is complete separation of chromosome. There is complete separation of chromosome. At telophase, there is complete separation of chromosomes, and now you can see half of the number of chromosomes is at one pole and half of the chromosome number is at another pole. Now simultaneously the process of cytokinesis also starts, and once the process, after the division of nuclear material, after the process of cytokinesis, whatever nuclear material was there, it is observed at two extremities. Okay, now the furrow starts. Okay, that is the process of cytokinesis starts. In plant cells, there is formation of cell plate. There is formation of cell plate, and in animals there is formation of a notch or a furrow. In animal cells there is formation of notch. This is known as notch or furrow. Okay, hope so you understand the process of mitosis. There are four phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, which is part of a karyokinesis. Karyokinesis is a division of nuclear material. The nuclear material divides, and after that there is cytokinesis, that is cytoplasm is divided into two parts, and there is complete division of two cells. Single cell gives rise to two daughter cells in mitotic division. Two daughter cells are formed. But these two daughter cells are diploid in condition. The chromosome number is as it is written in process of mitosis. The chromosome number, or there is transfer of same copy of chromosome in the daughter cells. Meiotic cell division. Okay, meiotic cell division. Meiotic cell division is seen in two phases, that is meiotic first division, meiotic first and meiotic second. Meiotic second. In meiosis first, all the stages of your mitosis are seen, but there is slight difference. So it includes prophase 1. Prophase 1 is again divided into, that is first leptoteny, then zygoteny, pachyteny, diploteny and dikinesis. Okay, and dikinesis. In leptoteny there is pairing of homologous chromosome. There is pairing of homologous chromosome. Okay, that is synaptonymial complex. Here or in leptoteny you can simply say that in leptoteny there is disappearance of nuclear membrane and nucleolus. Chromosome starts the process of condensation. Chromosome starts the process of condensation. Zygoteny, there is synapsis or pairing of homologous chromosome or pairing of homologous chromosome. In pachyteny there is formation or there is crossing over. In pachyteny there is crossing over. In diploteny there is formation of chiasmata or exchange of genetic material. And dikinesis, terminalization of chiasmata. Okay, terminalization of chiasmata. In meiotic first division, whatever the prophase 1 is there, prophase 1 is the longest phase and it is showing again the 5 different stages, that is leptoteny, zygoteny, pachyteny, diploteny and dikinesis. In leptoteny, whatever chromosomes are there, they starts to condense. Now the nuclear material starts to appear brighter and the nucleolus and nuclear membrane, it starts to disappear, so that there will be space for cell division or the separation of the chromosomes. In zygoteny there is the pairing of homologous chromosomes into the chromosomes of the germ cells, that is whatever the cells come from parental, that is mother, and whatever the chromosomes come from the father, the similar kind of chromosome with the same height, same size starts to pair. Then in pachyteny there is crossing over, that is overlapping of this sister chromatid of parental and paternal and maternal chromosomes. In diploteny, there is a chiasmata formation. Wherever there is the crossing over seen, at that place there is exchange of genetic material between the mother and father DNA. And dikinesis is the terminalization of chiasmata, that is whatever the crossing over was seen where the genetic material was exchanged, now that point starts to separate, and this is known as terminalization. And why this process of chiasmata formation or crossing over is seen? Whatever kind of differences we see within ourselves, though we have the character of mother as well as father, but still we have our own differences, our own variations, right? And these all are because of the process of chiasmata or recombination of DNA. There is exchange of mother and father DNA, and this exchange is responsible for variation as well as the similarity. We have some character of mother, some character of father, and we have our own characters too. Next comes your prophase. After prophase, your again metaphase. Metaphase 1. Again the arrangement of chromosome at middle of the cell. Then anaphase 1. Separation of chromosomes. Telophase complete separation at extreme points or extremities, and there is reappearance, of nucleolus and nuclear membrane. So whatever nucleolus and nuclear membrane was disappearing at prophase 1, it again starts to reappear at telophase when there is complete separation, there is formation of complete 2 sets of chromosome within the cell. Now they starts the reappearance or covering of the nuclear membrane comes around that chromosome. Now after telophase there will be again process of cytokinesis, and from one cell 2 cells were formed with what condition? With diploid condition. In meiotic first division there is the diploid condition of the daughter cell. Diploid condition of daughter cell from diploid parental cell is seen. In meiosis second or meiosis 2, now meiosis 2 is again similar to the meiotic division or mitotic division with prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. These all processes are similar to mitotic division, but what is the difference here? Here there is reduction of the chromosome. The diploid set of the chromosome is now converted into haploid set. Diploid is converted to haploid set. Therefore, the meiotic division is also known as reductional division. Reductional division. Okay. So as the chromosome number is reduced to half when the final meiotic division happens, from one cell you get 4 daughter cells. From single cell you get 4 daughter cells which are haploid. which are haploid, and this meiotic division is responsible for formation of your gametes within the male and female. Female gamete is ova, male gamete is sperm, but whatever the number of chromosomes present in these gametes are, they are half the number of original gametes. Okay, in somatic cell you will see the 23 pairs as it is, but here there will be just 23 numbers of chromosomes. There will not be presence of 23 pairs of chromosome. There will be presence of just 23 chromosome in single cell. Okay, that's why meiotic division is also known as reductional division. The diploid cell gives rise to 4 haploid cell. In meiosis, one cell gives rise to 4 haploid cells, and in mitosis, one diploid single cell gives rise to 2 diploid cells. Okay, mitosis is retaining the number of chromosome, that is diploid cell gives rise to 2 diploid cell, and mitosis give rise, one single diploid cell gives rise to 4 haploid sets of chromosome. That's the only thing which you have to remember here. Okay, here we complete the today's chapter.